What is System Rift and how is it incorporated into the wider Mankind Divided plot?
So System Rift is our first narrative DLC for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It's set in Prague, but it opens up an area that players so far have only seen from afar. So they will get to actually go inside the Palisade Blade. It's a big building that you can see from afar in the background in Prague, and it's considered the most secure corporate data archive in the world. So basically we're sending Jensen to do a bank heist. And we're also taking the opportunity of the DLC to bring back one of the beloved characters of the franchise. It's Frank Pritchard. He was in Human Revolution, and he's kind of the IT prick that you love to hate. And he has a very special relationship with Jensen, and we're pushing this a bit further in the DLC. And it also gives us the opportunity to tie in the narrative with the breach mode, because the players are going to meet with Shadow Child, who's one of the top hackers in the world, and she's actually the one who's guiding you through the breach mode when you're playing it as a Reaper. So all of this then comes together, and everything is explained.
Awesome. Now, does the DLC add anything to the breach mode?
So the DLC itself doesn't add anything to the breach mode. It just explains kind of how all of this happened. But we released this Monday a big update to Breach, and you actually don't need the DLC to get that update. This is all free content that has been already delivered to all players of Mankind Divided. So we're adding a brand new corporation to Breach. It's 12 new levels and a new Darknet conspiracy. It's all about the Cento group, and Cento is the corporation who built the Golem City ghetto where you go inside Mankind Divided.
Now, at what point in the story can players access this DLC?
So they can access it whenever they want. The DLC is kind of a standalone mission, so you access it from the Jensen story menu. We recommend that players actually do get to play the Dubai mission from the main game before they play the DLC, just to get familiar with the mechanics and everything. But it's not gonna spoil anything about the main campaign. So if they feel like playing it before they actually finish the main game, it's all right. Timeline-wise, it's set in parallel between like your first and second visit to Prague in Mankind Divided. The idea with the Jensen stories is to get players to experience what Jensen could be doing when he's not like saving the world, because that's not what he does all the time. So it's of course it ties into the story. It's the same universe. It's the same events are happening, but it's its own separate, self-contained storyline.
Awesome. Now, recently you guys unlocked support for HDR for Mankind Divided. Could you go in a little detail about that?
So as of last week, the game is HDR ready for PS4 and for Xbox One S. So every player who owns an HDR TV can experience the upscaled graphics for this. And also the cool thing is that we were gonna be at launch on the PS Pro and for 4K in HDR at the same time on the PS Pro, and I mean the game just looks absolutely awesome when you're playing it like that. Well, it already looks awesome.
Of course.